Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time we are doing this. Hello, and welcome back to another video tutorial on, this time, representing inequalities on a number line. This is very simple, but you need to be careful in the exam because there are two similar but different things. One is representing inequalities on a number line, and the other one is representing inequalities on a coordinate grid. So you need to be careful with that, but we're going to see them in turn, one at a time, so you'll be fine. So this is very, very simple, okay? We're going to represent inequalities on a number line. Remember, what did that mean? X is greater than 3. And the question will say represent these on a number line. So literally they will give you, or you will have to draw, but I'm sure you're capable of drawing a number line, right? So this is my number line. Let's say that's 0. X is greater than 3, so X is any value bigger than 3. So I will go to 1, 2, 3. I draw a circle, a blank circle above the 3, and because I want X to be every number bigger than 3, I'm just going to have an arrow pointing to the right, because it's every value greater than 3. That is it. Honestly, that is it. You hope you get that question in the exam. It is that simple. Let's do a couple more examples. What about if it says X is less than or equal to minus 2? Represent that on a number line. Well, I'll go to my number line. That's 0. Now I want the circle to be at minus 2. So that's my circle. However, I want to be able to distinguish when something is strictly less than or less than or equal to. So whenever you have the equal to modifier, instead of a blank circle, you're going to have a filled in, a solid circle. So I just color it in. Like that. And then I need my arrow pointing to the left, because X has to be less than or equal to minus 2. The equal to makes me color in the circle, and then my arrow pointing to the left, and that's it, I'm done. Maybe, perhaps, at times, you may have a 3-sided inequality, but you can figure out where this is going. I am going to have a number line for this one. That's 0. And my number line is going to go from minus 3. Well, it may go from minus 5 to 5 or minus 10, whatever. But I'm going to have a circle at minus 3 and another circle at 4. Because those are the limits of that inequality there. The circle at minus 3, is it going to be a blank one or is it going to be a solid one? It's going to be a blank one, because X cannot be equal to minus 3. It has to be strictly greater than minus 3. So there you have it. And I'm going to have another circle of 4. And is that circle going to be blank or is it going to be filled? Well, it's going to be filled, because X could be 4. So fill it in and join the two circles with a line. That is it, and done. I have finished. I have represented that inequality on the number line. For bonus points, maybe not in the exam, what are the integer solutions that satisfy that inequality? Pause the video, have a think. What are the integer solutions that satisfy this inequality? And the answer is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That may be a follow-on question in the exam, maybe. Okay. Perhaps sometimes, if they don't want to be that simple in the exam, you may have to solve an inequality first, but you know how to do that because we've done it, and then represent it. So let's go through a couple of examples. First one I've got here is very simple. 6 plus x is less than 13. Well, in order to solve that inequality, I want to have the x on its own. I need to get rid of the 6. So I am going to take away 6 from both sides of the inequality. So x is strictly less than 7. So we'll get a number line. Let's say that's 0. That's 7 there. Sorry. Let's move this a little bit out of the way. Like so. I will have a blank circle on 7. And then the arrow pointing all the way to the left. Sorry, got an itch. And that's it, I'm done. Here, maybe perhaps a slightly trickier inequality, but it's all good. All you have to do is figure out which side has got the least amount of x's, and that's the left-hand side. There's only one x. So I'm going to take away one x from both sides. I want to have the x on its own, so I need to get rid of the -3. So I am going to add 3 to both sides. Be careful here. -6 add 3 is -3 less than or equal to x. If you find that a little bit confusing, you can just switch the inequality around. X is greater than or equal to -3. Those two things are exactly the same, so long as the x and the -3 are on the equivalent side of the inequality sign. That's exactly the same thing. So then, my number line, that's 0, that's -3, and I want x to be bigger than or greater than -3, so that's my circle, filled in, arrow pointing right, and we're done. And that is it. That's how you represent inequalities on a number line. Usual. I hope you find it helpful. Let me know if there are any problems. Like, subscribe. I don't know. Yeah, pretty simple today. So you're more than ready to move on. Next time. Bye.